Have you ever wondered what would happen if gravity just disappeared? Not forever, just for 1 minute. 60 seconds of pure, unadulterated chaos. Let's imagine it together. What would you be doing at that exact moment? Maybe you're sipping coffee at your desk, driving your car, or just chilling on the couch. Well, get ready, because everything is about to change. The instant gravity vanishes, the fun begins. And by fun, I mean utter pandemonium. The first thing you'd notice is that you're no longer stuck to your chair. You, your coffee cup, your phone, everything that isn't bolted down would start to float. This is because of inertia. Newton's first law tells us that an object in motion stays in motion. The Earth is spinning at an incredible speed, about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. Right now, gravity is the only thing keeping you anchored to its surface. Without it, you'd be launched into the air like a projectile. But you wouldn't just float gently upwards. You'd fly off in a straight line, tangent to the Earth's surface. So, if you're outdoors, you'd be flung eastward into the sky at a blistering speed. If you're indoors, well, things get messy. You'd slam into the nearest east-facing wall or ceiling almost instantly. It would feel less like floating and more like being in a car crash inside your own home. The force of this impact would be tremendous, likely causing serious injury. Everything loose in your house would do the same, creating a destructive whirlwind of furniture, electronics, and debris. Now let's think bigger. What about cars on the road? They'd also shoot off in a straight line, losing all traction. This means no steering, no braking. Highways would become a demolition derby in the sky, with cars, trucks, and buses flying off the ground and crashing into each other and any buildings in their path. Bridges, which rely on gravity to hold their components together, would start to come apart. The tension and compression forces that keep them stable would be gone, leading to catastrophic structural failures. And what about our planet itself? The Earth's atmosphere is held in place by gravity. Without it, the air we breathe would immediately start to expand and escape into the vast emptiness of space. The air pressure would drop to zero almost instantly. This rapid decompression would be devastating for any living creature. The gases dissolved in our blood would form bubbles, a condition similar to the bends that divers experience, but far more extreme and instantly fatal. It would be impossible to breathe, and the vacuum of space would begin to boil away the fluids on the surface of our bodies. But that's not all. Let's talk about water. The world's oceans, lakes, and rivers are massive bodies of water held down by gravity. Without this force, they would no longer be confined to their basins. Huge, city-sized blobs of water would detach from the surface and begin to float away into space. Imagine tsunamis, but instead of crashing onto the shore, they just lift off into the sky. Any ships or marine life would be carried along for the ride. This would create a bizarre, terrifying spectacle of floating oceans drifting away from the planet. And the Earth itself isn't safe. Our planet is not a solid single piece of rock. It's made of layers, a crust, a mantle, and a core, all held together in a spherical shape by their own immense gravity. Without this binding force, the immense pressure at the Earth's core would be unleashed. The planet would begin to expand and break apart. Huge chunks of the crust and mantle would start to drift away from the core. The molten rock from the mantle would erupt violently in every direction. Essentially, the Earth would start to disintegrate from the inside out. Even the Sun, the center of our solar system, wouldn't be immune. The Sun is a massive ball of hot gas, engaged in a constant battle between the outward pressure from nuclear fusion in its core and the inward pull of its own gravity. If gravity vanished, this balance would be shattered. The Sun would explode. Not a gentle expansion, but a cataclysmic detonation that would release an unimaginable amount of energy. The shock wave would vaporize every planet in the solar system, including what's left of our poor, disintegrating Earth. The same would happen to every other star in the universe. The cosmos would become a silent, dark void, filled with nothing but scattered atoms and radiation. Now let's pull back from that apocalyptic scenario. Our thought experiment was only for 1 minute. So, after 60 seconds of this cosmic horror, gravity switches back on. What happens then? Well, first, anything that was launched into the air would come crashing back down. You, your house, cars, buildings, everything that flew off the surface would fall. Since you were traveling at the speed of the Earth's rotation, you'd come down hard. The impact would be equivalent to falling from a great height, likely unsurvivable for most. The atmosphere that started to escape would be pulled back towards the planet. This would create winds of unimaginable speed, global superhurricanes that would scour the surface of the Earth. The returning air would repressurize so quickly that it would generate a deafening sonic boom heard all over the world. The floating oceans would also come crashing down. This wouldn't be gentle rain. It would be colossal walls of water falling from the sky, causing a global flood of epic proportions. The impact would generate tsunamis that would dwarf any we've ever seen, wiping coastal cities off the map and reshaping continents. What about the Earth itself? The planet, which had started to come apart, would violently recollapse under its own restored gravity. The tectonic plates and chunks of mantle would slam back together, triggering earthquakes of a magnitude we can't even comprehend and volcanic eruptions on a planetary scale. The surface of the Earth would become a molten hellscape. And the Sun? If it had begun to expand, it would now violently contract. This gravitational collapse would likely trigger a new, even more intense wave of fusion, or perhaps even cause it to collapse into a black hole, though the physics of such a rapid change are complex. Either way, the consequences for the solar system would be dire. So, to sum it up, a 1-minute break from gravity would be more than enough to completely and utterly destroy our planet and everything on it. The initial floating might seem fun for a nanosecond, but the consequences are swift and absolute. From being flung into a wall at hundreds of kilometers per hour to the Earth itself breaking apart, it's a scenario with no survivors. It really makes you appreciate this invisible force that we take for granted every single day. Gravity isn't just what keeps our feet on the ground. It's the cosmic glue that holds our world, our solar system, and our entire universe together. It's the silent architect of planets, stars, and galaxies. So the next time you drop your phone and curse at gravity, maybe take a moment to be thankful it's there, working tirelessly to keep our world from flying apart. What do you think? What's the wildest consequence of no gravity you can imagine? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into chaos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending what-ifs. Thanks for watching and stay grounded.